I basically converted to homeschooling in that workshop. And it was the perfect blend of our family values, our faith, education. We are a Hispanic family. My husband is from Uruguay originally. I came from Colombia. More than 20 years ago, we moved to this country and we met at church. When we became parents and we had our firstborn, we prayed about how we wanted to educate these kids. They are not ours, they're God's creation. So homeschool was kind of like an answer to that prayer. We didn't know much about homeschooling. At that point, we come from cultures that don't know about homeschooling at all. So we had to learn from scratch. It was a learning experience fully from the beginning until now. It's been 10 years homeschooling. And we have been extremely blessed to know how to educate our children, understand the purpose of education. And now what we do is we share that with our community in Spanish. We share not only our testimony, but the tools and how the entire system works. And it's been exciting for the past 5 years where we found a transition, which is our ministry work that we do with the families locally and internationally, because we do reach local Hispanics, but also outside of the country. So it's been a privilege to be able to speak to our community about the power of homeschooling, the influence of a parent in their child's life. And as of now, we started a year and a half ago to travel on the road and get to know the country. And a lot of the history comes alive when you travel. It has been a blessing to the children, to us, and it has been a way to share it with many, many families out there. And we have 3 beautiful kids that are bilingual. So they're also the kind of a point of reference to our community because they speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. They are able to share not only with their American friends, but with the Hispanic friends they have. And so for them has also been, I think, a life-changing experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've been homeschooling for 10 years.
Yes.
Which we're going into year 12. So you've been doing this almost as long as we have. When you started homeschooling, did you know anyone who homeschooled? Like what put this idea into your head? Like, I just think I'm gonna teach my kids at home.
No way. No, the story is that I prayed and then I started looking for private schools, public schools. And along my research on the internet, I found homeschooling. Mm-hmm. So I started reading about homeschooling and I find a workshop that was going to be given like after 2 days or so. So I just called and I signed up for the workshop and I went to the workshop to get information. So the speaker there did a great job explaining the legal side of homeschooling and the purpose of education. So I basically converted to homeschooling in that workshop. And it was the perfect blend of our family values, our faith, education. I'm an educator by nature. I love teaching. I'm a bookworm, so I love reading. And I completely just engaged with the community. And we decided to homeschool. It was just a decision. And we knew we were going to have to learn a lot. So for us, it has been 10 years of learning. We continue to learn. Mm-hmm. But now we're more on the veteran side now for many. And it's a pleasure to share with people like you and other veterans of homeschooling, because I have read your books. I have heard your experience. I have been attending their conferences. And so I've been learning for all these years. And now we're on the other side of the spectrum where we're helping other parents learn as fast as they can, like we did.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so cool. I love it when parents have that pivotal moment where they realize, oh, this is what we should be doing. Like, this makes sense for our family.
Yes.
And, we had that moment when we went to our first homeschool convention and Rick Green was the speaker. He was the keynote speaker that year. And we went into that conference going, I don't know about this homeschool thing. And we came out of that conference and we just were like, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
Like forever. It wasn't
forever.
We're going to try this for a year and see what happens.
Yes.
This is what our family is going to do for as long as the Lord allows us the freedom to be able to do it. And so it's just so cool when the Lord just opens your eyes. And I've often said it was like the scales fell from my eyes in one, almost in an instant,
yes.
And I just opened my eyes and was able to go, oh, so that it's not about
we call
long
it,
denim skirts and minivans. What?
it's called like a conversion point moment. Like
Right.
you'd really convert to a different way of educating.
Yeah.
And you see all these families coming to the conferences, and it's really shocking in a good way,
Right.
because you're not used to see mom, dad, and the kids engaged in a conference. Usually, from our background, most of the time, parents, adults are on one side and the kids who knows where. And then in this ones, in homeschooling, you see the full pack, the tribe together. Right. It's very inspiring. I think that was one of the things that really also attracted us, the concept of family, sticking together and working together through the process of learning. Right. It's not only my kids are learning and I'm not, the parents are learning too. Right. A lot of skills. And it all works so beautifully that your family nucleus becomes strong. And it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. There's always space for grace and forgiving and learning. It's part of the process. But the fruit of this, you can't compare it. You can't buy this.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.